Here's an example of a drive motor for a Little Robot 3 that has lost most of its lubrication on the first and second gear reductions in its transmission. If you listen carefully, you'll hear it chattering. Kind of a way to describe it as a rattly squeal. If you put it under load, it disappears. When I shut the motor down, you will hear it very pronounced. With the unit open, even though you will see a lot of grease on the first and second gear reductions, the shafts that they are riding on are extremely dry. To solve this problem, simply remove the second reduction gear and the first reduction gear, dab some grease on the shafts, and replace the first and second gear reductions back in. Now that the gears have been removed, grease has been applied liberally to both shafts. You don't have to apply this much on yours, but because my drive motor sees excessive duty, I put plenty of grease on there. Now we will place the gears back on the respective shafts. At this point, you can place the cover back on or lube any other gears that you might see needing lubrication. Also, a side note, always be certain that this collar right here, the spacer, is on the shaft and all the way down on the gear. If this is missing, you'll have gears trying to walk sideways on their shafts, and it will create extra wear and noise in use. Once the gearbox cover is together and fastened, it is a good idea, if you put excess grease, to use a standalone battery to run the motor to make certain that it gets through the thickness of the grease and does not provide extra wear on the Little Robot once it's initially started. And now I will connect the power up to the motor. You hear the load initially. That is why you don't connect it to your Little Robot. Now it's working through the grease and you can hear it. The noise that you hear, the chatter, or I shouldn't say, the gear noise, is normal for this particular gearbox. Notice you do not hear the chattering sound anymore. Reinstall your pinion gear back on the output shaft of the drive motor. Tighten down the Allen head or hex head onto the shaft to ensure that the pinion gear does not walk or travel. Once that is done, your drive motor is ready to be reinstalled in your Little Robot.